What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the video. We are talking about Mullen again. We got some pretty big news, things such as, some stuff that happened in court with Mullen, some pretty good news, just for a little bit of a spoiler, some talk about reverse split and increasing the authorized shares that they can sell, which could potentially dilute us, but we're going to go over everything that you need to know. So if you do enjoy this type of content, I'll ask that you subscribe to the channel and you turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future content. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. So right now, Mullen is trading for just below 30 cents. Okay, now this stock, let's just go ahead and kind of look at what's going on. I wanted to mention first off, the volume today has been very, very low, just in the sense that it's about 67 million shares being traded through the day today, and it's 2:25 p.m. Eastern time, so the market's barely got an hour and a half left. But if you just look at the bar, this is like a third of what it usually has been trading on consecutively since like December, okay, even almost like the beginning of December, November. And this is just pretty low volume, something just to keep in mind. I want to point that out. Over the past month, the stock is still up 36%. The past week, we're up 10%. In the past day, okay, we made a massive run up over the past few minutes, up 5%. Let's talk about what's going on with Mullen. They did confirm the reverse stock split vote, so let's kind of go ahead and show you everything. Shareholders approve reverse split, although the final say will come down to the Court of Chancery. Shareholders voted in favor of reverse stock split. Shareholders also voted in favor of proposal number 4, which involves the issuance of notes in Series D preferred stock. Now, the highlights thing on my computer is kind of glitching out, so I couldn't get all the highlights. But to give you the important news, the reverse split amendment, called proposal number 1, received 848.32 million votes for the reverse split and 249.15 million against. Now, that's pretty important. It tells you that the reverse split is favored and people are wanting this to happen per se. There's a lot of controversy on what's good, what's not. And then also, while proposals number 1 and 4 were approved, the outcome of proposal number 2 still is in the balance, which seeks to increase the number of authorized common stock to 5 billion from 1.75 billion. Okay, that's almost more than 3 times how many shares would be authorized, which is a lot. I'm not going to say that if this were to happen that they'd increase it to 5 billion right away. It's a good and a bad thing in the sense that they can raise new equity, they can raise new money, but it's a bad thing that your ownership is just going to be diluted and you're not going to be owning as much of this stock. So keep that in mind. But let's kind of talk about what's going on with the court and a little bit more about the reverse stock split. So Mullen filed a petition to the Court of Chancery pursuant to Section 205 of the DCGL. What happened on this January 23rd court hearing? Okay. In the meantime, Mullen will submit, yada yada. Here's what happened. On January 23rd, Mullen had its hearing at Delaware's Court of Chancery. This followed 2 lawsuits that claimed the shareholders didn't vote in favor to increase authorized common stock at 2022 annual meeting on July 2026. So they're saying that they had the ability to authorize more common stock, but then there were some claims that they didn't, and then they went through everything. And the final outcome is essentially the judge concluded that the vote to increase authorized common stock was valid. Attorneys will now prepare proposals that will lift a status quo order. The status quo order prevented Mullen from acting upon the results of its special meeting of shareholders. So this is pretty next. So what comes next from Mullen? This result of this hearing was insanely important. Now the company can act on special meeting proposal number 1, which involves a reverse stock split in a range between 1 for 2 and 1 for 25. Mullen announced today that shareholders had approved proposal number 1. A reverse split will help them stay on the NASDAQ and within the Russell 2000. Lastly, Mullen will also be able to act on proposal number 2. This proposal involves increasing authorized common stock to 5 billion from 1.75 billion. Increasing the stock, pretty simple, will allow the company to issue additional shares to support its business. Mullen will disclose the preliminary votes for this proposal during its meeting tomorrow. So we will get more information on this, on what's going to happen. Just kind of looking at Twitter and what I found. This is from just literally not even 20 minutes ago. Mullen dilution has been approved for 5 billion plus shares. Let's see what happens. No reverse split for now. I don't necessarily think that's actually the case. I'm not trying to say this is bad DD or FUD, whatever it is. But what I'm trying to say is when it comes to shareholder value, possibly reverse split is better than just straight up dilution because, and it might end up being a mixture of the two. I mean, I think there's a reason why Mullen kind of did this. But if you think about it, reverse split will help them stay on the exchange that they want to stay on, the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000, which is very important for them. And then on top of that, being able to sell new shares will help Mullen raise money, and it is kind of obvious that they do need money in order to execute their business. So keep that in mind. I just want to make sure you know everything. Looking at a little bit more, The website seems like it's getting updated pretty recently. Pretty high quality website, high quality vehicles from the looks of it. So this is definitely good stuff. And then just looking at some short interest information, currently 1.3 million short shares available 17 minutes ago. And then the current short bar period is about 13.72%, which is still pretty high, even though it's decreasing slowly. Who knows, this could be coming back up pretty soon. Just got to see and let time show us. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. I just want to make sure you have all that update on Mullen, everything that's going on. So if you did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future content. Thank you again, and I will see you at the next video.